toward Mafia.
Wow.
Hey guys, is this normal?
Just started.
Kind of day turning into night, you know, end of the world type weather. Is this, guys?
They filmed this in Hawaii, where this actually does happen all the time.
Yeah.
So they just worked into the plot.
Then you have like the one crazy guy. Oh no! Oh. So I'm assuming they're nocturnal. Either that, maybe not nocturnal, but more just like they don't like the sun.
Yeah, because it's daytime. It's just, you can't tell. Cause
yeah, that's why I'm like not necessarily nocturnal. What is it?
It's on the list.
And dog, I guess. Although, technically, you can bring pets onto planes, so...
I had a dog. Oh, that's fine.
Your dog could have been someone's.
Or it's just from the island. Island of Dogs. That was a movie.
Isle of Dogs, yes. That was a good movie.
I haven't seen it. I want to. So they were all in the middle.
Yeah.
The front broke off here, and they don't know where the tail went. Should we be checking these bodies? Maybe they're just asleep?
Asleep? You mean unconscious?
Yeah.
It's possible. But it's already been like a whole night.
Yeah, no, you're right. If they are alive, they're not going to be alive for long. Yeah, you can't be knocked unconscious for that long.
Yeah.
You okay? Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Well, that makes
I'm
sense.
fine. Charlie's fine, by the way.
Whoa! What? Okay, sure.
Okay, he might not have been knocked unconscious. Maybe he was just passed out from dehydration. And...
Here you go. Hey.
How many survive?
At least 48.
Wow.
Does anything feel broken?
Yes, my head's a little dizzy.
Oh! I reckon there's...
It's probably a concussion.
No shit.
How long has it been?
16 hours.
6 hours in. Our radio went out. No one could see us.
Oh shit.
We turned back to land in Fiji. By the time we hit turbulence, we were 1,000 miles off course.
What? 1,000
And looking for
miles?
us in the wrong place. We have a transceiver.
Good. Good. That's what we were hoping. Listen, you shouldn't try to move.
No, I'm okay. Transceiver's right there.
Where's Charlie?
Oh, yeah.
It's not working.
Charlie?
You in the bathroom?
What are you doing in the bathroom?
What do you think? It's a bathroom.
I know. He's like, what?
Doesn't like leaves. There's toilet paper in there.
What the hell was that?
I don't know if I could poop so close to dead bodies. Oh, wait, the monster.
What's going on?
Good thing he took
I
a
was like,
shit.
what is going
Hey,
on?
look. Good thing he took a shit before the monster
Hey.
came, cause
Hey,
now he's empty. So. No. Co-pilot, don't die. Actually, I do not know if he's a pilot or the co-pilot. So.
that's true. You think the pilot's the one that sits on the left? Whoa!
That's unfortunate.
You think he lived?
That sucks. He's a pilot, co-pilot.
I love that actor too.
Yeah.
He's so funny in real life. He grew up with J.J. Abrams, so he puts him in every project he works on.
Just to die.
It's his good luck charm, he says. The transceiver.
He said it didn't work too.
Yeah, but
I know.
still.
Are there dinosaurs on this island? What's happening? This is Jurassic Park meets Lost. Oh no! Charlie! No! Charlie! Get your foot out! She just like continuing. She did not look back at me.
Is that thunder or the other thing?
Her flight response was on point.
Oh yeah. She remembered the story.
Where the hell's Jack?
I don't know.
Did you see him?
Yeah, he pulled me up.
Where is he?
I don't know.
How can you not know?
Did you see it? No. It was right there. We were dead. I wasn't. And then Jack came back and he pulled me up. I don't know where he is.
We have to go back for him.
Go back. There. Kate, there's a certain gargantuan quality about this thing.
Then don't go.
Nice use of the word gargantuan.
It was big enough to pull the pilot out of the cockpit. It's like this.
Yeah.
I heard you shout, Jack. I'm Charlie, by the way.
What?
It's the pilot.
Did you see it?
No. It was right behind me when I dove into the bushes.
How does something like that happen?
Didn't even need him.
I know! How rude.
Just toss it on the trees.
That was a good pilot. Yeah.
It's only the first half.
Yeah.
It's split into 2 episodes, but this is where our reaction is going to end for now. So, mysteries we got so far. The shoe.
I mean, kinda yes, because it's like, but it could have just been from like luggage.
Debris, yeah.
Yeah, debris. So
you want to call that one answered?
I mean, it could be a mystery, but it could not be. Like if I was first watching this and I didn't know there were like a bunch of mysteries, I probably
You would
just
disregard it.
I would have disregarded it as like, oh, it's just
Okay.
from like debris and luggage.
All right. Well, I'll leave it unlisted. Monster.
Yeah, obviously.
We don't even know what it looks like yet.
Yeah. We just know that. Well, I'm guessing that it doesn't like the sun.
Okay. Because
So-
it came out at night and it came out during a rainstorm.
Yeah.
And when
so-
the rain went away, the monster was gone.
Yeah, and there was sun, so
Okay.
it doesn't like sun. That's for sure, and it's huge apparently,
Yeah.
and it's not something that eats humans because it didn't eat the pilot. It just killed him.
We don't know
Very-
it doesn't eat humans, but it
It-
has yet to.
Yeah, but
it just kind
it
of
just killed him, and that's kinda,
crushed him or something. I
Yeah.
don't know, because there's blood all over the plane and all over his body up in the trees. Yeah, no deal with that is. The dog. We don't know who the dog is, where it came from. We have ideas, but no answers.
Yeah.
And then no one finding them.
They answered that though. Well, I mean,
Yeah, they're 10 hours off course. Right? They said they've been flying for... Was it
6
6
hours. It was 6. So they were flying for 6 hours when their radio broke. So they were like, "Oh shit,
We
we
gotta go
need
to
to turn
Fiji."
back to Fiji
Well,
to."
Did they say where they were flying from?
No, they didn't say where they were flying from. They didn't say where they were going, but they just said 6 hours into the flight,
They wanted to go to Fiji.
No. Their radio broke, and so they said turn back. So I'm assuming on the way somewhere back to their where they started out was Fiji.
Yeah.
So they had to turn back, and then they were going to land in Fiji, but then turbulence happened, and then they got flown off course.
Right.
So by the time they spun out wherever, they said, the pilot was 1,000 miles off course because they had to turn back. So I'm assuming the flight was probably going to be pretty long. So they were probably going somewhere across the world. I don't know. I don't know geography, so I'm not really sure like
Right.
what is in the
But
same area.
so what we know so far is they're looking for them in the wrong place.
Yeah, because they were supposed. I guess the people who on the other, what is it, flight control or something?
They lost track.
Their radio broke, so they probably think that they're somewhere like past their desk or like
They've been on the island for 16 hours.
Yeah.
So they probably should have arrived wherever they were going.
Yeah,
by
wherever
now.
they were going, and since their radio broke and they couldn't tell them they're going back, they're probably looking for them closer to their destination than their starting point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're somewhere else completely.
Yeah, and that's somewhere else, like, completely. Probably, like, on the other end of the world or something.
Yeah.
Considering that flight was pretty long.
So I'm going to go ahead and say no answers to mysteries yet. But we're only halfway through the premiere. Any other big thoughts or things you noticed?
No, nothing else that's...
You recognize a lot of actors.
I did, yeah. And I know, like, there's some, like, drama between the characters later.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, it's
I
pretty
mean,
solid.
it's a
Pretty
pretty-
solid pilot.
It's a pretty focused story so far.
Yeah.
It's not like Watchmen where it's a billion storylines and this episode, okay, we're focusing on these handful of these
Yeah.
we set up. This one is, we crashed. We have like 3 main characters so far: Jack, Kate, and Charlie, and many others who I
Yeah.
don't think have names yet.
Boone.
We know Boone, and they're trying to get a transceiver.
Yeah.
That's the story so far.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, and Saeed, we know Saeed.
Saeed, yeah. And then I don't know the pregnant lady's name and
The big guy.
Yeah, the big guy who helped her.
And the guy with the cigarette,
Yeah.
and the girl that was with Boone.
Yeah. We don't know their names.
We don't know their names.
But it's
Oh, and then there was
interesting.
the black woman that was
Yeah.
with Jack on the plane.
And then Daniel Day Kim and his wife, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting because they said 48 at least survived, so obviously they cannot have a 48 member
Characters.
cast. So
No,
I'm like,
it's
huh.
like 12. I forget exactly. It's like a dozen or more characters and extras.
Yeah.
Who may get fleshed out as time goes on.
Yeah, I actually like these kind of stories because when there's like a big cast, because I like seeing different characters develop, and like I like seeing how the story progresses, knowing there's gonna be so many characters,
Right.
which is like, so this show is definitely gonna be very character driven because
Yes.
there's so many characters.
The characters are the important part of the show.
Yeah.
People mistakenly think it's about the mysteries. It's about these characters.
Yeah.
Because there's so many of them. And there's so much stuff happens to them
Yeah.
that's what the show is.
I like shows like that where there's a lot of characters.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
I will say some behind the scenes stuff. When the show was originally written out, they wanted to cast in the role of Jack, Michael Keaton.
oh wow,
And he was going to be Jack. And it was going to be exactly the same up until when the pilot dies and he and Charlie get separated. When they find the reflection where they look up, Michael Keaton was going to be dead in the trees.
huh,
And Kate was going to be the main character.
huh,
The girl,
Yeah.
the show is all about Jack and this love interest.
yeah,
And then, no, it's her show.
yeah, huh.
But everyone loved the character Jack too much. All the producers, everyone were like, you can't kill off Jack. He's so like cool and interesting. We don't know anything about him. So they decided to, okay, the whole point of casting Michael Keaton was get a big star who you think's going to be on the show but isn't.
He's not.
Since that's not happening, we're just going to cast him like everyone else.
Mm.
And so that's how that developed. Which I'm kind of glad they did because I do like Jack.
Mm.
But that is an interesting idea.
Honestly, I think like if knowing the show as it was made like back in 2004, it probably was a good idea not to do that. But I think if it was remade, honestly, I think that would have been really interesting to watch. I would have
Like a
probably
reboot type thing?
Yeah, and like they did that idea where like
Yeah.
the main character like gets killed off
In the
like,
first episode.
in the first. I would have been like, oh, this show is like
Yeah.
on freaking point. Like, okay,
Especially if it's like,
okay,
if it's
no one's safe.
Especially if it's like 3 seasons.
Yeah. If it was kind of short.
Because the creators of the show wanted this show to be 3 seasons, and the studio and ABC wanted it to be like 9 seasons.
Oh gosh.
And they were just like agree to
They
disagree
settled.
up until like the end of season 3, when they're like, we gotta wrap this up. we can't find more people on this island. Like
Yeah.
we went through all the characters. Please let us end the show, because the idea of ending a show that's popular was not a thing yet.
Yeah.
Lost was like the first one to be like, we want to end.
Yeah.
We want this to be a thing people watch, like a movie, where it's beginning, middle, end.
Yeah.
And there's so much back and forth with the studio, and eventually they got 6, 3 more seasons, and then blah blah blah. So I mean, like, I love this show through and through. It probably would be better if it was 3 seasons, 3 or 4 seasons. 4 seasons, I think, would be, because there's a little dip in season 2 and 3, but.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened with Supernatural, too. Like,
yeah.
They were supposed to be, like, I think it was only supposed to be 5 seasons, which is why, like, everyone... Okay, if you're a Supernatural fan and you watch Supernatural, I'm not going to do any spoilers or anything, but most people in the fandom, I think, recognize that season 6, 7, 8, and 9 are pretty much trash. Yeah, because the show was supposed to end, like, around season 5. That's when, like, a lot of the story and stuff and their development was like, yeah, we're
you
done.
Reached it.
Yeah, you kind of reached it, and then they were like, no, keep going, and they're like,
so it's like Toy Story 4. Like you're
Yeah.
done at 3.
Yeah,
But here's some more.
Yeah.
Like,
and then I mean,
why you gotta do that?
I'm not gonna lie, like I personally, they're not my favorite seasons, but like they do produce characters that are my favorite, so I'm not
Okay.
completely mad about it.
Sure.
But still, yeah, like the writing, I think that was during the time of like the writers' strike too, where like they just didn't have a lot of writers.
That hint back to this show too in their season 4.
So
although season 4 a lot of people consider to be the best season of Lost, and it's because it's the shortest season and most concise because of the writer's strike.
Yeah. So I understand, like I get it.
Yeah.
It sucks, but
yeah. It's a good show. I'm super excited to keep watching. Nothing really else to report. We got the mysteries of the characters we've seen. Who is your favorite?
I mean, yeah, probably Jack, just because they
You
focus.
spend the most time with him.
Yeah, they focus more on Jack. Kate, I can see myself liking Kate later when she develops more.
We learn more about her.
Yeah, and
because she's not much right now. Like, Charlie is funny and he was in a band.
Yeah.
Kate was there and now she's here.
Yeah. Well, for me, I can already tell that, like, she seems like the type of person who's like very she's kind of timid, and she's kind of like not used to like very stressful situations, or like she doesn't handle stress very well. So when she saw Jack being able to like be in this high stress situation and not seem fearful, she was like, how do you do that? Yeah. And so I can see how she can develop to be like a more independent, more like stronger, I guess mentally stronger person later in the series. Sure. So I can kind of see
definitely
that.
has a very strong flight response, like you said.
Yeah, very strong flight response, which is okay. Hey, it's called flight or fight, and she chose to fly, and I ain't blaming her for it.
Hey, what's she gonna do?
It's freaking scary.
I mean, Jack went back and he did help, but like, what's she gonna do? Also help? Like,
yeah, and I like characters that can develop. So like, even though Jack is still like a stronger person right now, like those types of characters, it's hard because it's like I like them now, but because they're strong now, it might be a little bit harder to develop him.
Yeah, right now they're all just archetypes.
Yeah,
they're not characters yet.
True.
We see glimpses of character, but they're right now. It's just the first episode.
Yeah.
There's so many characters, we haven't spent enough time with any of them yet.
Yeah.
So why don't we move forward and watch the next one now in our time? But you guys on the internet, I guess you gotta wait for the next one. I don't know if I'm gonna cut this one up into multiple episodes. I haven't decided that yet. But yeah, stay tuned and we're gonna watch the whole series.
Goodbye, internet.
Bye.